warm up here. So every time the weather starts getting a little bit warmer and the sun is out for a little bit longer, those birds start to call more, and it's starting to sound a little bit more like spring. It is on the horizon. So today I thought I would go over some of the different migrants people are already starting to see and hear in their backyards, some things to be out on the lookout for. And of course, we still have a lot of our winter residents here right now, too. So, as always, we love to know what kind of things you're seeing. You can put those in the comments, any kind of sightings you have. If you have questions, you can throw those in there, too, or you can just say hi. So, March is a really fun month, and we'll talk more about things like bluebirds and nesting birds in the coming weeks. But on March is when some birds will start nesting. It's a little early as far as where we are in upstate and western New York. It can happen sometimes as early as March as far as songbirds go. Usually it's about April when they really start to nest, but some birds, like the bluebird that's behind me here, are known to nest as early as March, but it is quite early for them. But you never know, depending on how the weather is, and you just never know when they'll start. So we'll be out on the lookout for that as well. So we will get started here. We've got lots of things happening here at the store. So that's what I'm going to start with. First of all, we've got our caption contest going on again. And we've got this photo, which is the newest photo for our caption contest. You don't have to be local even to participate. All you have to do is come up with a fun caption for this photo here, which was submitted during our photo contest by Corwin Michaels. And basically, we have this picture posted on our Facebook page, and whoever comes up with the most creative or humorous, silliest caption that gets the most likes or loves, the most reactions total, will win a $25 gift certificate to the birdhouse. So it doesn't cost anything to enter. You just go onto our Facebook page, find this photo, and put in your caption. Easy as that. So the deadline for comments and reactions is the end of the day on the 8th, which is this Saturday, I believe it is. Yes, this Saturday. So you still have some time to enter, but totally free to enter. So give it a whirl and see how it goes. Also, we've been planning lots and lots of events, and we just started announcing a whole bunch of them. And so you can find those on our website. We've got a whole bunch of those listed on our website already, which is thebirdhouseny.com. So you can go on there, click on upcoming events, and we've got a whole bunch on there for you to choose from, including our birding cruises. We had birding cruises in 2023. They were super popular, and so those are back this year. We took a year off with our 30th anniversary last year. It was pretty busy around the store, and now we're able to focus on some more and different and new events again, including the birding cruises. So we've got 6 scheduled. 5 of them are on the Rivery boat here, shown here, which will tour the Genesee River. And we did one of those before, and the birding was really good on there. And then we've also booked the Colonial Belle, which is a larger boat that has a totally open deck on the top. So it should be really good for birding. And we have one cruise of the Erie Canal booked on the Colonial Belle as well. So we do have the tickets live for those now. They are available. And to buy those, you just go onto our website again, thebirdhouseny.com, click on events, find which cruise you want to go on to on our events page, and you can buy the tickets right from there. So super easy. And those are live now for purchase. So you basically get dibs because we haven't really done much promotion about it yet. We're just about to send an email out about it today. So if you're interested, you've got your pick of any of those 6 at the moment. They sold out kind of quickly last time. So if you're interested in going on one, I would suggest buying tickets as soon as possible. So we've got those and a whole bunch of other events listed on our website, which is thebirdhouseny.com. Click on the upcoming events to see what we have going on. And I should also mention, we've got, for the first time ever, we're partnering with Rochester Birding Association to do more birding walks. And we are doing a walk with them this Saturday from 9 to 10, a really quick one for young birders. So if you've got any kind of kids in your life that are getting into birding or bird watching or love nature in the outdoors, you can meet myself and Neil Riley from the Rochester Birding Association this Saturday morning at Tinker Nature Park for a quick birding hike. And it's the first young birders walk that I've participated in, so I'm excited about that. So we have that going on this Saturday. You can find the information for that also on our website. So we've been getting reports, though, about some early spring migrants coming through the area. So I thought I would share the ones you're most likely to see in your backyard. We've been getting reports of some of these. Now, some people do have red-winged blackbirds throughout the winter, but usually they do go south for the winter, even if it's just a little bit further south where they can find open water a little bit easier. Red-winged blackbirds, don't be surprised if you start seeing red-winged blackbirds underneath your feeders, both the male and then this is the female, what she looks like, especially if you're by any kind of water. They love ponds and marshes, but when they're migrating through, they are hungry and they are known to come to bird feeders. So not only are you going to see red-winged blackbirds most likely coming through your feeders, but here's some other blackbirds that will sometimes join the red-winged blackbirds and create a mixed flock of birds. So we've got things like common grackle. I'm sure we'll start to hear more reports about common grackle over the next week or two. The red-winged blackbirds have been the first blackbird I've heard reported, but common grackle are usually right there behind them. And check out also brown-headed cowbird. Keep an eye out for them. They're going to be smaller than the grackle, a little bit smaller than the red-winged blackbird. They have a very stubby bill, and the male does have the brown head and an iridescent blackish blue body. The female, which is in the background there, the male is in the foreground. But the female really doesn't have much coloration to her at all. She's just very kind of a grayish brown. Both of them are known to come to bird feeders as well, especially during migration time. And these birds, because they are known to fly in mixed flocks, if you see something that looks not quite like a red-winged blackbird or a grackle or a brown-headed cowbird, it could very well be what's called a rusty blackbird. They're not super common, but we do have them in the area, and they might just be in that mixed flock of blackbirds coming through. So keep an eye out for them as well. And this is kind of a common sight underneath bird feeders as we get into migration season. So it is an exciting time of the year. These are the first birds, songbirds, if you will, that come through the area. So it's a sign of spring. If you are trying to alleviate some of the pressure at the bird feeders and you've got lots and lots of flocks of blackbirds, one thing you can do is put out what's called safflower seed. We do have quite a few customers who switch from their normal seed blend to just straight up safflower during this time when the blackbirds are flocking to the feeders, because the blackbirds don't like the safflower seed, so they tend not to eat that. So that's one thing you can put out if you want to keep feeding the birds as they're migrating through, but can keep those blackbirds at bay. Consider switching to the safflower seed. So just talking about some blackbirds to be out on the lookout for. Here are some other birds in the blackbird family that are also migratory, that you also might start to see. This is what's called an eastern meadowlark, and the eastern meadowlark is one of these birds that's on big decline because they are a grassland species, and the grasslands are becoming there's less and less and less of them for these birds to breed in. But eastern meadowlarks start coming in around this time as well. So if you are by any kind of open field, so if you're out there looking for things like the northern harrier or short-eared owls, especially if you're birding out in the mornings in fields, listen for the eastern meadowlark. Look for the eastern meadowlark. They tend to perch kind of high up on the grass and sing their little hearts out. So they start to come back to the area around March also. And some other blackbirds that we're not going to have yet, but they start to show up around May, are going to be things like bobolink, which really like those open grasslands as well. And then one of everybody's favorites to attract to their backyard, the Baltimore oriole. So these are all birds in the blackbird family. The bobolinks and the orioles really don't start coming back until early May, but That'll be here in about a couple of months. We'll start to get reports of Baltimore Orioles that are coming into the area, which is always fun. And then just showing some of your photos of some interesting things that have come through. This pine warbler is still hanging out at Mark's yard, coming to that Niger feeder. And so it looks like it has been here all winter long, and it's a hardy little warbler. We tend not to have warblers here in the winter, but every once in a while you get a report of something like a yellow-rumped warbler, or in this case, a pine warbler that has stayed all winter long. So really cool photos there. What you're most likely to see at your Niger feeder right now are American goldfinch, not yet turning that bright gold, but it'll be here before we know it. They'll start getting those bright yellow patches on their body. Also, pine siskin, people are getting them at their feeders here and there. That's the stripy bird in the top left that's hanging out with a group of goldfinches. And lots of woodpecker activity, especially with the weather being so cold. The woodpeckers are coming to people's suet feeders more often. Things like the pileated woodpecker, northern flicker. We've even been getting reports of yellow-bellied sapsucker in people's yards. So you never know what might just show up to your suet feeder. There's been waterfowl coming through, and we've talked a lot about the snow goose migration. There has been some snow goose movement out by the Finger Lakes, down kind of a little bit further south from us. In the Finger Lakes area, some snow goose moving around, and then other waterfowl will start to kind of migrate back to this area. Things like wood duck, you might start to see more of those around too. So we'll get into more of the duck migration as it starts to flow through. But if you're by the water, keep an eye out for some great blue heron. If they can find some open water, you might just see them in the wintertime, like this photo here sent in by Mark of a great blue heron ice fishing at the Erie Canal. Really cool photos there. And then lots of eagle action too. Same kind of story. If you can find open water, don't be surprised if you see some eagles. Here's some juvenile eagles here. These photos sent in again by Mark, and adults as well. So especially around Irondequoit Bay is a great place to look for eagles. If you're looking for an easy place to just kind of pull off and look for eagles quick, Irondequoit Bay is fabulous for that. Any kind of big body of open water. So anywhere along Lake Ontario is another great spot to look for things like bald eagle. And it won't be long before we start hearing reports of their little nestlings hatching as well. So some things to be out on the lookout for. And then, of course, I love this photo that Mark sent in of a little screech owl that he saw at 5 a.m. when getting ready for work. So they are resident birds. They're here all year round, and they might start to nest when we're talking about some birds that start nesting early. Screech owl will sometimes start nesting in March or April. The birds of prey tend to nest earlier than the songbirds do. So if you're looking to attract screech owl, we do have screech owl boxes, and you can put those up and they will nest in cavities. They're a cavity nesting bird. So thank you guys so much for watching. That is everything we have for you today. We'll be back on Saturday with another broadcast, and who knows, there might be even more things flowing in by that time. But as always, you can send in your photos to us. We've got all kinds of events going on. I'm excited about the bird walk on Saturday, so feel free to join us on that. And check out all the other events we have coming up too. We've got telescope nights. We have more bird walks. We've got lots of author events in the store. So we're still creating our calendar, and there's going to be more to come. But we've got lots going on this year. So excited about that. But thank you guys all for tuning in, and we'll be back on Saturday with another broadcast. And until then, have a great day and have a great week. Bye.